Okay, so I'm just about to start part 2 of my main kitchen. Sort of reviewing, decluttering, organising. I do have to sort of make sure member family is usually here when I do this sort of thing. So I've got my steps because I do actually have to put some rubber shoes or something on because I have to stand on the breakfast bar. That's why seasonal items I store right at the top there. I will point out again, I know the kitchen's looking scruffy. It is an older kitchen, but I'm trying to make do. I've mentioned we have actually done a bit of research on kitchens, but also the fact it's not just fitting the kitchen. It could be down to electrics and plumbing, tiling, floor, decorating, everything like that as well. So it's not just a matter of having the kitchen done. So I want to get to a stage that I've, can sort of get some firm estimates, dare I say, what everything's going to cost combined, because I don't want to do half a job and then find out I can't finish it. I know tiling and decorating can be, and even flooring can be done at a later stage, just mainly get the kitchen in, but I have to take into consideration because a lot of kitchen companies we've been to, I've said that they send somebody out, they can give an estimated price, but if they find any issues, it could obviously bring the cost up and things like that. So I have to take that into consideration as well. So I'm going to do this cupboard. I am not going to film myself doing it, but what I'll probably do is one shelf at a time, because I've not only got this one, I've got the same sort of one over there. Hubby did actually make these cupboards from scratch. These are about 25 years old, probably longer, because we've had our windows and doors done twice, so it could even gone back further than that. He rebuilt these cabinets because when we had our double glazing done, I think it was 2 or 3 years after we got married, the actual unit over there was right but up against the frame, the wooden frame. So obviously there were wooden frames to start with, so they all had to come down. So he built these originally, again, might have been, maybe actually it could have been actually 30 years ago now, and he has actually replaced all the work surfaces, but again it's little bits like that because we knew it was going to be a big job. It could be even kitchen, dining room, sort of all in one, depending on what I choose. We've got a few other companies to check out, but I kept saying each year decluttering it down to bare minimum. Dare I say bare minimum? Probably not bare minimum, to see what sort of storage I want, because the cupboards are not going to be this big. And I've been told by family members, especially the breakfast bar, because it's the original breakfast carcass from 1975 when the house was built. We just put worktops, and door and drawer fronts on a couple of times now, and then I've used that. Once it's cleaned, organised and everything, it's not too bad, but I have got a couple of little issues with it at the moment. I might have to have a plumber out to check the hot tap in my kitchen, and that will be probably the deciding issue whether we actually get it done, sort of now or within a few months. The cooker needs replacing as well, and so does the extractor fan. So yeah, I was hoping, if I can get my taps sorted out, then it might wait a bit longer. You've got to understand, I know there was a comment, it's a nice investment and good investment because, yeah, I'm planning to stay here. But on the other hand, I have to take into consideration I don't work. So I have to budget and spend my funds, especially on something that large, taking into consideration everything. So yeah, and I'm more concerned about paying my bills at the moment, especially until I get through the winter months, because I hate to think what my electricity bill's going to be and my heating bill, because obviously with Daniel being home as well. but I know sometimes I've fallen asleep with the TV on Xbox, because I play a lot through Xbox, but it does go off, so that it does go into sleep mode, or it switches it all off, because sometimes I just cannot sleep. So let's get on. That's enough background. I know I said there was a comment, and I will reply to her, but that's basically it. I wouldn't say I've got extremely expensive taste, but we did do the measurements for just the kitchen, so this sort of area, but we did the full measurements including the dining room, if that makes sense, because in case it goes in, I've always liked one of those dressers. And now I haven't changed my mind on that. Plus I've got things like hubby's pocket watches over there. I know I had a comment, I think it was from a family member, what am I going to do with them? Some of them are sentimental, some have actually been handed down to him. So at the moment, I'm not too fussed about it at the moment. What I mean fussed about, getting rid of it. Yes, I've got a mixture. I don't think it's too bad, because I've got a mixture of black and wooden, but I think it goes well. And I still keep saying this, I've got that little unit down there. I'm thinking about keeping it once I got it emptied of hubby's pieces, and putting some black knobs on it, and one of those napkins that's black and white. And I thought about storing things like temporary anyway, until I'm in at a time that I want to get rid of it, because I know I've got a lot going on in my dining room. Things like one drawer being things like tea towels and everything, like I said. One towel sort of placemats. I think I've got 3 sets of placemats. I haven't got them on my table at the moment, admittedly. One set I did get rid of, so maybe I'm down to 2 and things like that. And maybe, I don't know, then I've got another drawer. So everything to do with, except for the tea towels possibly, everything to do with probably the dining room table, I might have in that little cupboard, even though I've got this storage here. Do excuse my bags. I tend to fold those, but I'm also using a lot of them to take stuff either to the tip or the charity shop, and I've got some laundry there, so it's a matter of doing my basics as well. I've started putting maybe a bit early, because I'm always late with my seasonal decor. I have put some sort of springy decor up. So let's get on with this cupboard, because I'm adamant I want to try and get this one done and that one done, although I'm not sure there's going to be an awful lot I can get rid of, but we shall see. Okay, so I've just done what I call my first aid tin. I think this possibly may have come from being I've had it years, so I've sorted it all out. Now this might seem wasteful to some people, but I do regularly check it, but some things are actually out of date. Things like tape, antiseptic wipes normally have you know, a date on them, you know, what do you call it, expiry date. Got some plasters. I've got another box of these somewhere, but I can't remember where I put them. Some seem to have an actual date on them, expiry date, others don't. Things from the dentist and everything, and I'm getting rid of this because it wasn't sealed up after it was used, you know, part of it was cut off, but I've got another one sealed up. But I've got it on my list because I've written it down. I need 2 items. I need some more antiseptic wipes, and I need some surgical tape, and also I need to get a new or a couple of new bandages and get rid of the ones that I've got. So it's one of those things that I tend to purchase or replace, even if it's not actually opened or used. Might be wasteful, but it's one of those times that you make sure you got these items in your home in case you need them. It's like I have a lot of different cough medicines, you know. Sometimes I don't think you very often get a multi one, especially when I need a sugar-free one, because they often ask, is it chesty cough, dry cough, things like that. because I used to have different medicine to the rest of the family and things like that. So it's one of those things I feel that I don't like wasting money, but I'd rather waste a little bit of money and know I've got certain things on hand than wait till it's needed and, you know, and then not panic, but wonder what you're going to do, especially if the supermarket or the corner shop is obviously closed and things like that. Even if it's just a temporary fix until you, dare I say, go to A&E. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's always handy to have these things in. That's what I'm saying. And I love this tin. As I've had it years. I'm sure it came from B&M. So this is my other two boxes. I have a set of three. One is for first aid, one is general medication, and one is pain relief. Pain relief is one that I grab, you know, things like ibuprofen, paracetamol, got a wrist support here, and things for knee support and everything like that. This is the one that's used the most. So this one I tend to have at easy reach, so I can easily reach this more than I can the other two. I will say that normally I only have a certain amount of paracetamol in, but twice when we've had paramedics out originally to hubby, they requested paracetamol. Luckily I had it in my sort of stock thing. The other one is a general medication. This is like cold relief. Yeah, I have got a lot, but it's well in date. Usually I used to find, especially with 3 members of the family originally in our home, if we all had coughs and everything and colds, it was surprising how the medication would go back down. And very often they would only give you a certain medication in each store. So sometimes if everybody was got colds or whatever, really bad colds, and needed like the all-in-one, we end up going to 3 or 4 different places to have enough meds for 3 people. This cold and flu, I've got different makes here. That was a really godsend for me actually when I had a really bad cold and couldn't shift it. The cough medicine is one of the things that's on my list that I need to get. Also, I need some like deep heat. So the items I've got getting rid of is the instant heat patches. They're out of date, and so is the forehead. I haven't used these in years. And then we've got like the ibuprofen max strength gel, and we've got this version. I do like I say there's certain makes I definitely go for, although I do try the makes. The deep heat one I do like to keep in, and also something that's on my list. I'm the only one in the household that always used to use chest rub or Vic, and I do use the Vic stick as well. So that is pretty good result. As I said, people might think it's wasteful. I do like certain products that we grab or need, especially, you know, you can get summer colds and everything, and it's just nice to have those items sort of available to you, so you haven't got to worry about going out. Normally I've got more ibuprofen than this. I tend to keep a box in my handbag anyway, but I've got a fair bit of paracetamol, so maybe I'll go back onto paracetamol more than ibuprofen. It depends on how I feel, because I suppose paracetamol, especially for temperature, but these meds are really good for aches and pains and everything as well. So yeah, don't judge me. And yes, I do keep them in the kitchen. I have the whole time been married, had the kids growing up, because we never had big enough cabinets in, like, even the bathroom you're not supposed to. It was the ideal place to keep products. I know you're not supposed to leave them in the kitchen or bathroom. It's just worked out for our family, so I will continue to do it as I've done it. And it's one of those things that if you're in any pain or headache or anything, I haven't got to rummage for things because it's always been in the same place. So I finished this cupboard now. I haven't got rid of a lot, but I remember one year getting rid of 24 mugs. As I was lifting them down, I remember hubby going saying, dump, dump, dump. Do you know what I mean? Even my son, Daniel, he's pulled out a couple of bits, things that we don't need anymore. The top shelf I cannot reach at all. The middle shelf I can, both sides. It just means that when I want to go that side, that for those canisters, I just have to go the other side of the breakfast bar. Everything else is used. I've got 3 lots of bowls. I've broken one of those a little while ago, and there's some deeper bowls behind there that I use for soup and pasta. Those ones we tend to use for cereal or dessert. And then I've got my internal bowl, which is a complete set when we have visitors. As you know, I started beginning last year to use all my internal bowl. I got 2 steak plates there that I was given when me and hubby got engaged, and I've just kept them. 2 steak plates for 2 people at the time, but even now I've got Daniel, so they still be used. Then I've got me little plates there to go with my tinner bowl. I've got 2 plates over there, which are these 2. This belonged to my grandmother. It was one of the only things that managed to salvage before a family member got rid of a hell of a lot of stuff without asking me. And then I've kept this, I think this might have come from B&M or something like that, even Poundland. Might have been B&M, maybe. But I must admit, that's supposed to be your, because it's not the size of a dinner plate as such, but it looks a lot more. That's showing you what portion control you should have. I mean, we've mentioned this before, maternal bow plates are smaller than the dinner plates we had previously. So yeah, I want to keep those 2. And that one is used. I usually put that out if I've got like a cheesecake or something, you know, especially if it's just me and my son. When I've got any other people, we normally have the glass ones out. So the things that we're getting rid of, not a large selection, I must admit, but this is pretty good to say that in the years I have got rid of so much, and basically everything that's in the cupboard is used. Beside the Christmas mugs didn't actually get used, Christmas just gone, and they didn't actually get used the previous Christmas, so realistically they should have gone, but I want to keep those. So I'm getting rid of the 2 plastic internal bow ones. I do like those lock, clip and lock ones. I only bought this, I think it was last year. I don't think I actually used it because I did wash it, but I didn't get all the sticker off. Used to stand in the Tasmo. I just liked it, but I'm going to get rid of that. This was a charity shop one, and that I think was a Poundland one. I don't know if my granddaughter will want it, but it's going to go. A couple of plastic ones. Yes, I keep getting rid of plastic because I keep buying these things, but and I know a craft, but I don't want to keep keeping too much. This wasn't used last Christmas. This had sweets, and because it was black, that's why I kept it. As I handed it down, Daniel just said get rid of it. I bought this before last Christmas and didn't use it. Sealed up. I'm going to see if my best friend wants this. She loves Christmas. Because they're sealed, I might ask if she wants them. Again, I do like the lock, the seal and lock containers. And then I got this mini one that didn't get put back in the loft, I think about 2 years ago, but that's going to go anyway. I said I did fall behind. I think a lot of things might have got missed sort of last January, February time as well, just that whatever in my life was going on at that time, which I'm not going to dwell on that. So I'm going to put those 2 plates down away, so at least that way that cupboard is now finished. I did run out of time to do the other cupboard, but hopefully that will be coming up soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.